and welcome to my Unreal Engine 4 tutorial series. Last time we did was this one. So the first say has password 1234 and our digits are by default 0000. So if you interact with this, it will gonna print incorrect, but if you interact with this one, this just has password of 0000, so it will simply gonna interact and open the chest. So what we want to do, we want to generate a UI to set a password, and based on that password we want to interact with this. So right click on this and add a user interface. I'm gonna call it a password UI. So I'm just gonna call it password. Open that up. There is a canvas panel. What I want to do, first things first, I need a border because it should be something good, and let's set an anchor point to center so it looks good. I'm just gonna make the alignment of 0.5 comma 0.5 so it's actually centered, and I'm just gonna set the brush color to 0.4 so the alpha is 0.4, a transparent one. After that, inside here I need a horizontal box because I want to attach all the things horizontally, and inside that I need a vertical box because we need three things: a up button, a down button, and a text. So inside the vertical box we need a button, we need another button called the down one, and we need a text which will gonna represent a number. So I'm just gonna attach it between these two. Let's say the button would be up 1 and this should be downward, so down 1, and the text should be 0 by default. Let's say make it a center aligned for both, and I'm just gonna set to 50. Yep, 50 would be fine. Set this border alignment to center for all the content and size to content. So you can see it will look something like this. For the horizontal box, I'm just simply setted it to this one. So what I want to do, I simply want to duplicate this for 4 times. So Control W and Control W. So you have duplicated it for 4 times, and also I want to add some padding for this vertical boxes. So control select all the vertical box and add a padding of right to, let's say, 10, and also left and right to 10 comma 10. Yeah, this would work fine. Okay, so what I want to do, if I click on this up button, this should be set to something another. So the button of this one should be up 2 and this should be down 2. Same for this, up 3, and this should be a down 3. Don't worry, you don't have to do this for single digit. Up 4 and this should be a down 4. Compile and save. Now on the graph, just click on this all because we don't need this. Delete this. What we actually need, we need a variable. I'm gonna call it a D1 for digit 1. Make this instance editable and exposed on spawn, this one, and this integer type would be an integer. So we need a 4 variables like D1, Control W. I'm just gonna call it a D2, Control W, D3, and 4, D4. So we need a 4 variable, and we have set it to instance editable and exposed on spawn. We also need another variable called safe. This also be instance editable and exposed on Spawn. The reason we are exposing is Spawn because we want to pass a value from our blueprint to our UI. So the type of this safe would be your safe, the 4-digit safe object reference. Hit compile and save. Minimize it and open your chest. So what you want to do? Delete this check password because we want to check a password on the UI. So what do we want to do? Whenever we open your whenever we interact, if it's locked, then we want to create a widget. The widget should be your password widget. So you can see we are exposing our Spawn. So you can see additional pins because we have exposed this on Spawn. So the safe would be this safe we are currently working on. So just hit self to get a self reference, and the D1 D2 would be the digit 1, the digit 2, the digit 3, and the digit 4. Just make some room here. After that, let's just promote it to a variable. I'm gonna call it a password UI. Hit compile, save. We want to add this to a viewport. To add to viewport, this one. And if you click on this little arrow, you can see this Z order. Make sure this Z order is something up, so you won't have interaction problem of mouse. If you have 0 and if you have another widget appeared, then you might face the mouse issues. The mouse events are not working. Actually it is working, but the widget is not focusable, that's why. So what we want to do? We want to set our UI and we want to set the input mode to UI. So set input mode to UI only. So which UI we want to set? So we want to set this one, the password UI. Get the player controller, and I'm gonna just get player controller, and we want to set show mouse cursor to true because we want to show mouse cursor. Yep. So now it is setted back to the UI mode. But what we want to do, if it's on UI mode and if we want to, let's say, turn back to game, we want to set back to game, then we want to set it to game. So how are you gonna do that? So let's say whenever we are in UI mode, if we press E, we want to get back to our game. So click on this function called override. You can see the function and the override. This will gonna override all the functions. So on key down, this one, and make sure just return value is handled, so it won't gonna iterate everything. So get a key, and we want to check the key is equal to key E or not. So where is the key E? This one. If it's equal to the key E, then what we want to do? We simply want to just remove from parent. We want to remove this one from parent. We get the chest and set the password UI to false. Yep. After setting it to false, we want to set the game to UI only. So set the input mode to UI, sorry, not UI, the game only. So grab your player controller, and I'm just gonna call it a get player controller. And we don't want to show the mouse cursor when we are on game mode, game input mode. So show mouse cursor would be false. Some room here. So yep, when you are in game mode, we want to set it back to false. Now whenever you override any event, any function, you make sure your widget is focusable, otherwise any override event won't work, your keyboard events. So click on this main hierarchy, the password one, the first, this one, and you can see interaction is focusable. So make sure your widget is focusable, otherwise it won't gonna work. So let's check it out. Hit E, it is spawning. You can click on this, but we haven't specified any properties, so it will just gonna click. If you hit E again, it is closed. Same with this one, right? So let's specify that property. So for that, let's first make a function. I'm just gonna call it an increase. That increase has a certain input that I'm just gonna call it a number, and this would be an integer. So what we want to do, whenever we hit that up button, we want to increase our number by 1, so +1. After increasing number by 1, we want to check if it's greater than 9 or not. Yep, hit branch. So if it's greater than 9 or not, after that what we want to do, we want to just promote it to a local variable, because we don't want to share this variable with any other function. That's why we have promoted it to a local variable. I'm just gonna call it an incremented number. Make sure you set it to some proper meaningful name, because it's very useful. So if it's greater than or equal to 1, and if it's not greater than or equal to 9, then we, on the false part, we want to set it to the increment number. Otherwise the increment number should be 0, because if the number is greater than 9, then we want to set it back to 0, and then simply just gonna return a value. And if you just grab this node and attach it to here, you can see a output get. Just Ctrl W to duplicate this return node. Now for this one, we simply want to set it to here, the output, right? Okay, so same thing for the decrease. We want to add an input. I'm call it a number. So whenever we are decreasing by 1, we want to check if it's less than 1 or not. Hit branch. Pardon, less than 1 or not. And I'm just gonna promote this one to a local variable. This one, make sure you promote this -1 to look. I'm just gonna call it a decremented value. So if it falls, then we set to this one. Otherwise we want to set to 9, because when we are downing our current value of 0 to something, it will gonna set to 9. And I'm just gonna return a node and just return this value, and Ctrl W to duplicate this, and just gonna return this one. Hit compile, save. So we have set these two functions. What we actually want to do, if you click on this up button, and then you can see this little events. We need this on click event. So whenever our button is on click, up button, we want to increase. So the function increase we have created. So what we want to do, we want to increase this. The digit would be the first digit, D1, and then we want to set that D1 digit. Yep. And go to the designer, and we want to actually bind this all text. So this text would be bind to the digit 1. So create a binding. And I'm gonna set this D1, get the D1, and set it to this return value. Same thing for this one. This would be a D2. Yep. So just click on this text create binding, grab your D2 and attach it to here. Same with D3 and D4. So yep, the D3, pardon, other in here, hit compile. For D4, this one for D4, so grab your D4. Yep, so we have done all the thing. We need another function of check password in UI. So what we want to do, we first want to set all the things of our chest, all the digits of our chest to our UI1. So just set digit 1, set the digit 2. Yep, we want to set digit 1, the digit 2, just double click to do this, digit 3, and the digit 4. So yes, we have to set all the digit of our chest to our D1, D2, D3, D4. After setting all the digit, what we want to do? We want to just check the password, right? That's simple. So yep, D1 would go here, D2 would go here, D3 would go here, and the D4 would go here. So close that up. We have done this thing. So after setting this one, we simply want to check password in UI. So yep, for up1, for up2 click event, we want to increase a number. Before that, let's go for down 1 event. So we want to decrease a number. Make some room here. Yep. So if we click on the down button, we want to decrease. What we want to decrease? We want to decrease the D1, and we want to set the D1 to the output 1. After setting, we want to simply just check. So grab this check password with UI. So hit compile, and let's say if it's working or not properly before moving any further. Hit E. If you hit plus, it will working. If you hit 9, if you hit, then it is set back to 0. Same with here. Yep, we face a problem. We don't want to set it to D2, we want to set it to D1. Yep, simple mistake. Yep. Hit compile, save, pardon. So if you hit minus, it will go here. Same with up 1. So yeah, it is working fine. Yep, for the up 2 part, if it's up, then we want to set that D2. After just setting the D2, we just simply check to UI. Same for the down. Click on this. For the down, we want to check it for decrease the D2 event and set it to here. After that, just check, pardon, simply just check this password. Then up 3, increase, the number should be the D3, and then we want to set the D3. After that, simply I want to just call it in here. For same, the decrease one down button, we want to decrease. What we want to decrease? We want to decrease the down 3 D3 digit. Then simply I want to check the password. Then the up 4 button, simply I want to increase it. This looks more tedious, but believe me, it will work fine. And I'm just gonna call it how it is gonna look. Okay, it compile, and yep, for the down one, the last one, finally we did it. It decrease. For the digit 4, after setting this one, I'm just gonna set it and I'm just gonna check it. Yep, we are done, all the things fine. So let's say for this one, the password should be 9876, and for this one, this should be 1234. Yep. Hit play, hit E, set 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Yep, it is open, but we are still in our game UI mode, so we want to set it back to the game mode. So that's a simple. Where it was the check password function. So after opening a safe, we want to set input mode to game only. Yep, get the player controller, and we don't want to show the mouse cursor, so show mouse cursor would be false. We are doing this in a check password function in our chest or a safe. So yep, 1 2 3 4. Okay, it is not going back. Yep, it is going back. Okay, make a room. Yeah, we want to remove that UI from parent, so just grab this password UI and just remove from parent. After removing from parent, just set it to null or say none. So set it and leave it as it. Hit compile, save, close, and this should work now properly. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Yep, it is open. Hit this password was 9876, right? So 987. So let's say if I set it to 987 and I don't know the password and I don't want to check it, so if I hit E, we are set back to game, and let's say after some time I got the password of the second chest, so if I hit E, we are just back to wherever we left. So the password was this one. So yeah, it is open. So this is it. Also, now for the best part. So on the event graph, if it's already open, if our chest is already open, then we don't want to do it. So just hit the begin play. So we want to check, hit branch. We want to check if our chest is already opened or not. So if it's open, so hit a not boolean, because I like to do all the things on the true part. This is why. So if it's opened is false, that means if it's not opened is true, right? So if our chest is opened, yes, our chest is open, then we want to set our pivot. So set relative location, relative rotation, and we want to set the z to -100. Hit compile, save. So let's say there is a third and this is already open, right? So if we click on this, pardon, this one, not this one, just attach it to this and hit D, close this up. So yeah, it already opened, the door is, then this chest is already opened by default. If it's not, then this one. So let's make another chest. So this chest is not locked, right? But it is also not opened. Then what we want to do? We simply want to open it whenever we interact. So it is not locked. This chest is even opened the door, and these two are the locked chest with a password of 4-digit number. Whenever you grab do a 4-digit number, make sure you do it like this: 1 2 3 4, no a space added like this. You can see I have added a space. Don't add a space in here, just 1 2 3 4. Make sure something like, don't add a space inside here as well, and don't set a string number, just set it to a digit number, otherwise this won't work. So whenever you want to add a save, just grab it here and set a password, because let's say 5555, this is our password, 4-digit. So if you hit 1 2 3 5, this chest is open. So this is all for it now. On the next part, we are implementing our inventory component inside our chest. So our chest has certain value, and if our player able to open our chest, it will gonna take all the things inside our chest, right? So thank you so much guys for watching, and bye bye.